This is a short video to show you how to prep the apex for the SledStart install. First thing I suggest you do is remove your key from the ignition and make sure that your kill switch is in the off position. From there, the tools you'll need will be a number 3 screwdriver, Phillips. You're going to need a number 10 socket with a long extension and a ratchet. You're going to need a pair of needle nose pliers and a number 4 to number 5 millimeter Allen wrench. I prefer the T handles with the balled end. Make this job much easier. First thing you're going to do is start with removing the chrome trim ring around the steering post. There's number 3 Phillips screws. Remove those screws, pop the cap off. I had this sled kind of prepped for this video, so the video is not so long. You're going to take your number 5 T handle and remove unclip the 4 quick connects for the top cover. Pull the cover up and work your way out with it. There's 3 tabs. You're going to have 2 connectors underneath this panel. One for the 12-volt accessory and one for the key switch. Disconnect those. You're going to remove the 2 number 3 Phillips screws at the end of your tank cover. You're going to need those off to remove this bracket later on. And remove the 2 number 10 bolts, one from each side of the light pod here. Once your light pod bolts are disconnected, you can slide the light pod forward, wiggling it lightly, and it will pop off the bracket. You're going to have 2 connectors underneath the light pod. I have a third one for Rock's hockey and controller since my pod comes off quite a bit. Set your pod aside. Next, you're going to loosen the 4 throttle body clamps that are on the throttle bodies through the top of this bracket using your number 4 T handle. Once those are loose, you can remove the front of the airbox or release the front of the airbox with the rubber strap. You have a connector on the side you're going to disconnect. You have 2 hoses here that you're going to move the clamps down and remove the hoses at the same time that you remove it from the throttle bodies. You have these hoses already off. And then you have 1 more hose at the bottom corner of the airbox. Pull that clamp and remove that hose as well. Next, you're going to remove the battery cover by releasing the strap, pulling the battery forward, removing the cover and the foam insert. Be a good time to disconnect your battery now. Next, you're going to need that number 10 with the extension to get through your access holes on the bracket here. There's 1 in the back on each side. You'll need to use the access hole to get to. If you have Rock's hot hand controller, you may need to use a wrench for this bottom one. And then you got 2 in the front. Remove those. Since I have the controller on here, I'm just going to set my bracket to the side. And the only other thing you need access to is the 3 boots, or remove the 3 zip ties, I should say, to get to the rubber boot where your connectors are. You're going to need to tap into that and run your split loom through that boot. And that's it. I'm going to do another video that shows how the unit is installed on this sled. If you have any questions, contact us through SledStart.com. Thanks.